Ladies and gentlemen, what is a special day to have two of the greatest wrestling journalists of all time. I think this is so big. The only possible thing to have a bigger thing, maybe to have an Antonio Inoki and Giant Baba together.
Well, we used to get us together, especially now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baba and Inoki.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
Right.
Impossible.
Impossible. He's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before getting into the wrestling stuff, Dave, how beautiful is Tokyo?
Oh, I love Tokyo. I've been coming here since I was in my early 20s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I always enjoy it.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I think it has for the whole family. They have awesome stuff for everybody. Fumi, when I approached you about this interview, when I told you this is going to be awesome, it was going to be the first time of Dave and Fumi on camera, but you told me no. There was a previous occasion. Tell us about it.
We did, remember Champ Forum for JCTV
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Wally's,
yeah, for Wally.
1990.
Yeah, I picture that.
Yeah, yeah. So I have a picture of that. So that was
Can you just tell us more?
1990. 1990.
29 years.
Wow.
30 now.
30, right?
30 years ago, we did this together.
Wow, 30 years ago.
Yeah, because it's 2020 now. Yeah.
Dave.
30 years younger, that means.
30. Yeah. Both of you are in great shape. So, do you remember how did you get to know Fumi? How your friendship started?
I was doing the newsletter and he subscribed right away.
When I lived in Minnesota, yeah.
Yeah, right. We're in
Yeah.
Minneapolis.
And you were in San Jose, but moved to San Antonio for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Wrestling Observer was this big. You
Oh,
know,
really?
the legal size letter,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you typewrite it.
Right on a typewriter.
Right on the typewriter.
Yeah, I didn't use a
That's-
computer until 1981.
Wow,
It
that's
was typed on a
amazing.
typewriter. Yeah.
Typewriter. So sometimes you have handwriting,
Yeah,
correction.
To fix the corrections.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And which year was it? If
82,
you are okay
83?
to say it.
Oh, 1982.
82, yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
1982.
Yep.
Speaking of the Observer, do you think Fumi it played an important role to introduce the Japanese wrestling scene to the international world?
United States for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, United
This
States.
is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the famous matches, we read about it through Dave's newsletter, and people starting to try to search for the matches, right? How difficult was it to have access to the Japanese wrestling scene back in the day, have access to the footage?
So
I mean, you needed a VHS tape.
VHS tape, yeah.
VHS tape, and I actually got originally beta tapes.
Right.
Yeah, beta
When
tapes.
Beta and VHS are competing still.
Right. So I got beta.
Two different VCR?
Yeah, I had beta and VHS, and I would get the TV shows from a friend in Japan.
Right.
So that's how everybody started. Was people in Japan would send, and we would send tapes from the United States.
Sure, sure.
Japan. That's
Yeah, tape trading.
Was that the most popular one, Tiger Mask Dynamite Kid? Then?
The first big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first big
And
one.
Ricky Choshu?
That was a little bit later.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but Tiger Mask Dynamite Kid was probably got a lot of people into
Right.
it.
They want to watch it.
Right, because we had nothing like that in the United States. Because everybody was so big in the United States. So we
Right.
didn't have any
That
guys.
size and speed and
Nobody ever saw anything that fast. And they never saw anything as, Dynamite Kid was so impressive, back in those days.
things Tiger Mask could do.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Still, even now.
2 days. Yeah.
Now what's funny is people will watch do that really spin into the drop toe holds, and people will go, "Oh, that's in fast forward." And I go, "No, that's how fast it really was."
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
even today, like Rey Mysterio or Masato Yoshino, who are really fast, they're still not quite as fast enough.
Right.
Right.
As
Side
Saddam
headlock
was
into the hammer lock
Yeah.
into the toe hold. Yeah. The
Yeah.
whole sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here is what is interesting on that note. Sometimes you have this kind of fast-paced wrestling, but when it comes to Dynamite and Tiger Mask, they were doing it, but it felt so natural and so real. It didn't feel so choreographed. You know what I mean?
Well, it was different.
Yeah.
It was different. I mean, wrestling always changes because now there is that stunt thing where you can see that they work together to be stunned, as opposed to then it really, especially in Japan. In the United States, there was a lot of entertainment, but in Japan, it definitely had that feel of like a serious sport.
Right,
You know,
right.
back in the 80s with
Make believe,
Yeah.
at least, yeah. Yeah.
like New Japan, it always felt, you know, like Antonio Inoki and
Right,
it felt like
because
a
they were
sport.
saying it. Yeah.
Yeah, and All Japan was like American, but it was big American fight. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like Terry Funk and Bruiser Brody, like very
Stan
serious.
Hansen, yep.
Yeah,
And Japanese wrestlers are big too. You had Giant Baba and Jumbo Tsuruta.
yeah.
And Tenryu was a small one.
Right. Well, that's the other thing is like when Chris Jericho started,
Yeah.
he was like a small guy, and now he's a big guy compared to
In the dressing room, yeah,
Yeah,
right.
On that note, like you guys were speaking, Dynamite and
Tiger
Tiger
Man.
Match, it was pretty significant to, like, it has a buzz around the world. What other matches, Fumi, you think, where people started like to talk about these matches and start like it played a significant role to attract international
International
viewers?
audience? What do you
So
think?
we have the Tiger Mask and the Dynamite. What
I
else?
think the Funks and Brody and Hansen,
Sure.
you know, because the Funks were the Funks and Brody and Hansen were also popular in the United States.
Right.
But they worked better matches in Japan because they were big time main eventers.
Right.
So I think that was pretty big because before '82, people really didn't have VHS players. So,
Access, yeah.
So the stuff from the '70s, like Baba the Destroyer, like nobody watched that in real time in the United States.
Right,
I mean,
right.
it was around and it was big in Japan, but
Right.
yeah. So that, and then you know a lot of the Riki Choshu from Janami.
Japanese against Japanese.
Late
Yeah.
80s, right?
That's
The
in the
early
80s.
early to mid
That's
80s. Yeah.
early '80s, and then later, you know, Saruta and Tenryu. But that wasn't. I think that the Misawa era, Misawa
Yeah.
Kawada Kobashi, Taue, in the '90s
Pretty popular.
was pretty popular, but not like now. Now it's like a different level. you know,
Right.
Where the internet changed everything.
Definitely.
But definitely like Jushin Liger was big.
Oh, absolutely. He's the one who
Jushin
got me
Liger
into
was
Japanese wrestling.
Jushin Liger was pretty big, and also because he came to the United States after a couple of years, and in the United States, Satoru Sayama came to Madison Square Garden and all that.
Yep.
But it was
Very
only a few
short time,
times.
yeah.
But Liger came for years and years in WCW, and people started with the costume and everything. And then that allowed Rey Mysterio and people like that to come in and kind of change North American wrestling.
With,
You mean size?
Yeah, with the size, yeah.
the Super J Cup, it was pretty popular between tape traders, right?
Very
Yeah, I think so,
popular.
yeah.
1994.
Yeah, the Super J Cup was big. Both the first two,
Yep.
1994 and 1995.
You mean the Hayabusa one?
What?
Liger in Hayabusa?
I think
in
so.
it?
Yeah.
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 And plus American wrestlers in it too. You know,
Benoit,
yeah, Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, Eddie Guerrero as a Black Tiger,
Yeah.
and and Dean Malenko in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the greatest tournament of all time?
Well,
Well, it's
now I
hard
think-
to say,
I
yeah.
think now I'd say the G1s are bigger.
Yeah.
She wants, yeah, because the heavyweight.
G1
Yeah.
because it's for a month. Mm-hmm, you know, for one night, Super J Cup was really big for one
Right.
night.
Was amazing.
It was amazing. Yeah, those shows were amazing. But I've seen better cards since. But at the time, yeah, those might have been the best cards I've ever seen top to bottom.
And plus 5 or 6 different companies sending
Right.
top wrestlers to do that
Right.
tournament.
Right.
Yeah.
And all the matches were new.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you didn't see company against company like, you know, so like Liger and Great Sasuke at the time was like this big dream match because, you know, Sasuke was so acrobatic and everything, and Liger was like the established superstar.
Sure.
Right.
So that's kind of legitimized Sasuke in my mind.
Oh, okay,
It's like,
okay.
It's like Sasuke would be, like he would have the good matches in Michinoku Pro, but when he wrestled Liger and Liger like put him over, it was kind of like, oh, Michinoku
This
Pro
guy
is,
yeah.
is not minor league.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
Sasuke was a real deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Was the finish a surprise to the fans that Sasuke went over in the semifinals?
Oh, okay. I forget all those results, you know.
Yeah. I remember. I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Nobody knew who was going to win.
Right.
Like, you know, Chris Benoit's Wild Pegasus won, but yeah, nobody really knew who was going to win those tournaments. No way. I think people expected Liger to win every year, and then he won sometimes, but he
Right.
didn't win every year.
Speaking of Liger, What made him so special? I mean, we had so many masked superstars. We have a lot of high flyers. What is it with Jushin Thunder Liger? Like, he got the attraction of the fans worldwide. What made the legends Jushin Thunder Liger?
What do you think?
I think
Consistency?
he was there for years and years.
Years and years.
He came to the United States and did well on television. The costume, and more and more people had tape VCRs, so getting tapes of him was much easier.
So the right guy at the right time?
The timing, and also he was so outstanding.
Right.
At the time he was like a different, he was, and his matches were always great.
Yep.
It's like Jushin Liger match, always great, right? And then you had the variety of opponents. You had
From Sano to
Owen Hart,
El Samurai,
Honaga.
Honaga, Eddie Guerrero, Black Tiger,
Yeah.
Chris Benoit, of course.
Was, that was like his
Ultimate Dragon, yeah.
That was like his big opponent. It was always
Yeah,
Rob
yeah.
Pettis, yeah.
And what is a great, even he had a great matches with the new generation, Ricochet, Adam Cole, Kushida, Aegis,
Oh,
you name it.
all the way to till
now.
Dragon Lee.
Dragon
Yeah,
Will Ospreay.
and Will Ospreay.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it started out the debut match was Kuniaki Kobayashi. So I think the longevity is the point
Oh,
too.
amazing,
Yeah.
It's amazing because when he started, it was the mind was that okay, he's good, but he's only going to last like 5 years, and he lasted 35
At
years.
the longest, yeah.
Yeah.
See,
I mean,
original Tiger Mask was only like a little less than 3 years.
right.
You
right.
know?
Yeah, but he and he always was like, even at the end, like he wasn't the same as before, but he was still a quality wrestler. Like
Yeah.
always like in those tag matches, always he would do his
Yep.
a Romero special and
Yeah, this,
every
yeah.
match, yeah.
And evolved. See, original Tiger Mask was out of comic book and Japanese anime too, right?
Yeah.
Jushin Liger was also out of anime,
Yeah.
Japanese anime. Only lasted 1 season. Only 26 episodes exist.
Oh, you didn't know
So
that?
the wrestler Liger outlasted a lot longer than the original cartoon.
The
Yeah.
Tiger Mask cartoon was much bigger.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We even got it in my country, I remember.
Right,
The Tiger
okay,
Mask
yeah.
cartoon, yeah.
And then the thing also with Tiger Mask is all the different incarnations. Like there's been Tiger Masks since 1982.
Right.
but there's
The
been-
five, 6 different guys.
Right.
doing
Right.
it. Yeah, Liger was always been Liger, right?
Right. Yeah. No other guys.
That's
They
right.
once remember one match Chris Jericho was going to be
Yeah, Super Liger.
Super Liger.
Yeah.
And that only lasted one match.
Right.
Do you feel there
You
will
talk
be-
about it now too. Yeah.
what do you think about the idea about Jushin Thunder Liger 2? Like in the same case of Tiger Mask. Would they do it? Like we had reincarnation of Tiger Mask 2, Tiger Mask 3. Would that work?
Another Liger?
Yeah,
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't like the idea.
Yeah.
It should be him.
And how can anybody follow his steps as well with another?
But the idea of maybe Jushin Liger Jr. maybe,
Or give 10 years or so gap,
but it has
and then
to
to
be,
cater to the different generation
right.
audience.
The problem is it has to be like your best young junior.
Sure,
athlete.
sure.
Because if it'll ruin the legend if it's just average guy. It's got
Right.
to be, it's got to be great.
Unless Will Ospreay decided to wear a Jushin Thunder Liger
No,
mask.
Will Ospreay will be
Will
one of a
Ospreay's a big
kind.
star.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a big
he's
star.
one of a kind
Yeah.
himself.
Right.
Yeah.
Fumi, you predicted that Will Ospreay will be the benchmark or the standard of modern wrestling.
In 22, yeah, I told him that's how I feel. The Will Ospreay style will become 2020's almost wrestling style, and a lot of independent guys in America are already emulating his
Even
style.
Cody Rhodes.
I guess, yeah, emulating. So
But-
he set the standard.
Yeah, and I think like Phoenix, guys like that.
Right.
Influenced by it, by
Oh,
him?
yeah,
Really.
yeah. And Dragon Lee and all those. 'Cause,
Yeah, equally talented, but Will Ospreay is so special.
yeah, he's the only thing with him is that I wonder how long because he's had so many injuries.
That too.
But
But he's
so-
humble person, and
Yeah.
he's
He loves
a very,
wrestling.
yeah.
Like, it's like he wants to make wrestling popular. It's not about him.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's about like he wanted to move to Australia because he thought that the Australian wrestlers needed more exposure. You know, he didn't do it. He didn't end up doing it, but you know, yeah, he wants to, like, when UK went down, he wanted to go back to the UK. You know, he like Phoenix. They don't think of themselves. They
Right.
just think of like, I have to do this much. And sometimes I think like it's a spot show. You don't have to do that much, but they still do.
You have to give all, huh?
Yeah, they just. Yeah, I remember when when Will Ospreay would work WrestleMania. This was a couple years ago. And he'd work like 8 matches, and I would see like 4 or 5 of them, and they're just fantastic. Everyone. It's like, how do you do it twice a day?
Right.
You know what I mean?
WrestleMania weekend?
Yeah, WrestleMania weekend.
Ah,
You know,
those like small shows around
Yeah,
same
all
time.
over the place. Yeah, because guys would work like 8, 9 shows in that.
Yeah,
He was-
yeah.
And before he cut back on that, he was one of the guys that was in demand for working all those shows.
But here is the question: to get over like in the mainstream,
Yeah.
for hardcore fans, the in-ring performances, everything. Do you think what else will he need to get over on the bigger stage?
I think.
Or is it enough? What does he have right now? For example, if he gets to an AEW or WWE,
AEW he would do great in. He would do great. WWE it would be hard because he's not a big guy, and I mean I compare him to Ricochet, and Ricochet's. The thing is, I think it would depend on if he was on the Raw brand. I think he would do great because Paul Heyman would really
Yeah,
push him.
yeah.
So
Right.
the SmackDown brand, not as sure, because then there's a lot more. They wouldn't have the backer.
Right.
You know, it really for him, it would depend on being in WWE, but having the guy in charge just go, okay, I see something in him. I'm going to go all the way with him, and get Vince on board. And if they did, he's got the charisma and everything where it would work. But if they just
Still so controlled.
yeah, but
You know?
if they just said, you know, he's just another guy, he's nothing special, then he'd be just another guy.
Yeah.
You know,
See,
and it's hard.
Ricochet has turned into very much routine matches.
Right,
You know,
yeah, very
he
much.
needs freedom.
Yeah. I mean,
Ospreay has a sense of freedom.
But one of the things is also there's kind of like a blowback because we were sort of talking about when you say how WWE guys, if it wasn't in WWE, it's like it doesn't count.
Yep.
So sometimes I've seen guys that are really great and they go to WWE and the first thing WWE tries to do is prove they weren't so great. You know what I mean? It's like you know, like they're not as good as our top guys. You know, and
Not as good as I was told.
yeah. They're really not. Oh,
What's
they-
the buzz about this guy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's like, oh, he really can't work that good. I mean, he just does flips. You know what I mean? And so they'll kind of it turns into a self-fulfilling prophecy at times.
so I asked him this point. What do you think about this? Is the reply that I got. I said, how come some of the guys they are so great outside WWE, and when they get to WWE, they are not as good as before.
It's in
And
system, yeah.
And they would go,
They will be put in a certain system.
but you know
And
what's their
the
call?
schedule too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
schedule.
the
Yeah.
schedule. This is one thing, and working, I guess, the hard camera and under TV, being restricted with the time cues, it affects. You think that's
Also,
true?
the
Yeah,
matches are
absolutely.
programmed, you know, to
It's like you, everything is known ahead of time for television.
Right.
So you can't go in there and just go, hey, you know, there's no
well, the
improvisation.
call in the ring.
Yeah. You don't improvise.
Right.
And then you don't have, a lot of time you don't have the time. It's just like you fit in and like, a good match means if they tell you 5:45, you go 5:45.
Right.
That's what they go, okay, that was good.
Yeah, from
gotta hit
not
the cue.
in the ring,
Right.
to hit the curtain, to walk down the ramp with music, to have the match, and come back. You got the 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it is so controlled, you know.
It
But
is, yeah.
you have to do it perfect, you know, everything perfect. That's not it's
Yeah.
like a totally different method, you know. So
Here's-
then you be famous, you be
Right.
rich too.
Right.
How's that, you know? And you can't have a good time either. I mean, you can't have everything, you know.
For
so.
us, there was a very interesting story I'm going to tell you guys. For like old wrestling fans, they would be criticizing WWE and everything, right? I remember one time we were in UK, and I think it was the show in Dallas. So my family,
G1 show?
I think it was the Ishii versus Kenny Omega match, which was
That was
an
Los Angeles.
absolutely
Los
great
Angeles.
match.
Great match, yeah.
But I noticed one thing. So I think my sister, my parents were in the room, but they weren't hooked by that. For us, it was the best thing ever. So I put Raw, and it got their attention more for some reason. Maybe it's the production, the presentation,
the production.
Yeah.
But New Japan production is very good too.
Pretty good now, yeah.
Yeah. But there's also, well, it depends. I mean, like if it's broadcast in a different language.
Right.
I mean, but that show actually was broadcast in English with JR.
Yeah. Speaking of great wrestlers, a question for both of you. And you spoke about the Funks. Terry Funk. I'm not sure about, I've seen as over as a wrestler as Terry Funk in Japan. He was a hero.
Oh, yeah.
Just tell us about Terry Funk, the legend of Terry Funk in Japan.
He was who broke this gaijin against Japanese boundaries. Very first, there was Billy Robinson before, who was a babyface gaijin, but he was for international smaller company. All Japan had this formula, always famous superstar American against Japanese wrestler.
Right.
So
the gaijins were the bad guys, right?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, everybody but Mil Mascaras or somebody,
But he still wrestled against the Japanese.
Yeah. But there was a story that when Jumbo Tsura was rookie, was sent to Amarillo, Texas, everything was filmed, trained by Funk's father, Dory Funk, Terry Funk, and this Amarillo being the cowboy country, and then he was training with young Stan Hansen, and so the whole company, this cowboy image and good guy cowboy. He was the most famous cowboy in Japan in the 70s. He had this denim commercial and stuff, and cowboy boy, this 10-gallon hat and the blue jeans. He was all over this. He was the poster boy.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, and he had an LP album.
I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah. With Jimmy Hart writing all the music.
Yeah, and then all those things, and also Japanese fans love these brothers, right? Very quiet, meticulous, this precise Dory Funk to real loud and, the outgoing younger brother Terry Funk. Right. And the perfect match was the Funks against Sheik and Abby.
Absolutely.
In 1977?
Yeah, and then Terry Funk got caught in Abby and Sheik's corner. This big brother, Dory Funk runs in and, save his younger brother. That was like, it's kind of like your superhero story. And Terry Funk was like, also Japanese wrestling never had promo, right? But he grabbed the house mic and he did his own promo, and very understandable, easy language, easy English. And he was like a really like a hero. Like I was like 8th grade, 9th grade, and he was like really.
So in those days, like now you have your wrestling fans, but like your baseball fans, they don't know the wrestlers, right? But then, like I remember when I went in '84, I felt like everybody knew Antonio Inoki.
Right.
Pretty much, most people knew who Stan Hansen was in the Funks.
Yeah.
They were like, people knew who they were.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a major league player.
Yeah.
Abdul the Butcher the same way
Abdul
too.
the Butcher's very famous. Yeah. Very, very famous.
Inoki and probably Takagi Singh. That's about it.
Yeah.
And also, all through 70s and the 80s, All Japan Pro Wrestling, Channel 4, Nippon TV, Antonio Inoki's New Japan, TV Asahi Channel 10, they were always on network every week on prime time.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah, Friday and Saturday night.
And like a rating 30% or something.
Amazing. And then I think I think Davey was saying they were having a great time slots as well, right?
Yeah, like 8 to 9 p.m., right?
Yeah, that's a great
Prime
time.
yeah.
Every Friday, every Saturday. That's like really, really like a general audience to be watching
and then,
it.
when you only had like 5 network stations.
Right.
So it was like big, like the next day.
Big share too.
Yeah. Like the next day, people would
be talking about it.
Like, oh, did you see
last night? Yeah. So those were the days, Abdul the Butcher. Okay, the one side, Inoki, the Tiger G scene, Andre the Giant, young Hulk Hogan, and before he jumped to All Japan, there was Stan Hansen, and over here, Giant Baba's company had all the American names, the Funks, Harley Race, the Nick Bockwinkel, the, you know, like into
Mil
80s,
Maskers.
Mel Maskers, and into 80s, like Road Murdoch, Dick not just that, but the Road Warriors, the
Dusty Rhodes.
yeah, everybody.
Road Warriors were really big.
Yeah,
Road-
yeah.
yeah.
They were big before they came over here, because those
Warriors
were the
was
days.
TV?
Yeah.
Channel
12? Yeah,
Channel
Channel 12.
12.
Yeah.
Channel
There was a
12
one TV program, Monday night, 8 o'clock, just showing American wrestling.
Yeah, we would see Minneapolis. I mean, I love
Yeah,
St.
Dallas
Louis,
World Class,
Dallas
yeah.
World Class,
Yeah.
Mid-Atlantic, and so the Road Warriors were on almost every week before they came to Japan.
Right.
They'd
So
always
they
have
were
a 3-minute
famous.
squash match.
Yeah.
You know, over and
They
over.
were famous.
Yeah, they came in, and just the minute they came in, everybody was like,
Right.
They were like stars immediately.
On the note of the Road Warriors and tag team wrestling, I don't know if you remember, Fumi, I told you this, and you didn't agree with me.
What?
But I'm asking this to Dave. Tag team wrestling in Japan, it's different. I felt it's always two big single wrestlers.
Sometimes
it's
they don't. Yeah, plus they don't tag sometimes. You
This
start
is-
double
no,
teaming. Is that what
yeah,
you said?
no, before it, like, when speaking about famous tag teams, did we have an actually legendary tag teams? You told me about the
Sharp
Old
Brothers?
Japan women.
Old
but
Japan
how
women.
about some examples? Do you think tag team wrestling in Japan as big as it was in North America?
Different. But the Funks were always famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whatever the Japanese team was, it was Baba and Inoki was a super famous team.
Jumbo
And then
Jumbo.
Baba and Jumbo for years and years, and then Suruta and Tenru.
Yeah.
Inoki Sakaguchi.
Sakaguchi.
Yeah.
Maybe
Inoki
Inoki Fujinami a little bit.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
In Japanese wrestling history, 1951. No, 19.
54.
Yeah, started.
With the tag team?
Yeah, Rikido's and Kimura against Sharp Brothers. Historical match.
Yeah.
That was tag team match.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah. Introduction of American pro wrestling, though.
Yeah.
You know.
January 4th and January 5th, we are going to have two Tokyo Dome. Dave, I think it might be New Japan Pro Wrestling has reached a peak. What is after the two Tokyo Dome show? Is it a start of a growth? Is it a start of a decline? What are you expecting after it?
I don't. It's hard to say. I think that it'll be steady because one of the things that New Japan does very well now is train new talent. So like Jay White, there's like 6 guys that could be Jay White in 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, the LA Dojo guys.
The
Yeah.
LA Dojo guys,
Yeah.
and then you have Uemura, Yorisuji.
Yeah,
Ringo,
yeah, Umino and them,
Umino and them. So it's
and
like
also a couple young lions is already in abroad that we don't know about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're developing new talent always.
Right. Yeah.
And Sanada and Evo's turn is yet to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, people like that. So
Yeah. Shingo Takagi.
Shingo Takagi's turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have talent, for the next 10, 15 years.
So do you think they are
But
going?
but it still depends on here, not so much, but TV, and they're going to expand internationally. But I wonder, like, what the cap is there, in the sense of because they're going to run a lot of shows in the United States, and it was like
The language will be an issue, you think, somewhat?
no, but it's niche, but it's bigger than I thought. Like
Yeah.
the last time New Japan ran in San Jose, it was the 3rd time in the market, so it's not like it's a first time novelty. And I thought.
Right.
There's fans, but it's like it was always lots of people flying in for the show. But this was a local show, and it was like it was packed, and everybody knew everyone. It was more over than NXT by far.
Really?
Yeah, because they had 2,500 and NXT is like 1,600 in the same city 3 weeks apart. And the New Japan show was on fire, and the NXT show was fine. It was good, but New Japan was way better. I mean, it just felt like a way bigger deal.
Yeah, we were talking about a little earlier that the wrestling audience is more liberal now than they were back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, and they're more open to Japanese wrestlers being the top star. I mean, to a point. Like
Without Japanese promo, English promo.
Yeah.
It's more of a content.
yeah, like when they come in, like Okada. Okada's a legitimate superstar
He is.
to a certain percentage of American wrestling fans, but a lot of them have no idea who he is.
Right.
But the percentage that do, like they think he's bigger than like his reaction is. When I see Roman Reigns live all the time, Okada's reaction was much bigger.
The
But
Roman Reigns?
way bigger. But Roman Reigns will draw 7,500 people, and Okada will draw 2,500 people. In the same or 5,000 maybe in the same
Right.
city.
Dave, was you on the Garden Show, the Ring Honor and New Japan?
I was not at the show, but
Oh,
I saw it. Yeah.
But we were there, and Okada was a huge light. he felt something.
Yeah, and, and
Yeah,
He had
when
an
he
aura
came
of a
out, yeah,
superstar,
it was a focal point of the
or,
show.
Or when Okada wrestled Tanahashi in Dallas, when you know the people that were there, it was only like 4,000, 4,500, but the ones who were there, like they reacted like it was, you know, like the big main event, biggest main event they ever saw.
It was big.
Yeah.
It felt big. Fumi, a lot of buzz about the AEW and New Japan relationship. Here is the question. Okay, if it happens, definitely it's going to be beneficiary for AEW. But what is the benefits for New Japan if they go on this deal? Let's say in that
It's interesting. Yeah, it has to be win-win, huh?
There's definitely benefits as far as exposing the names of the top guys
Right.
on American television.
Right. Will that help them their new project of New Japan America, or
A little.
it's going to affect it?
A little, but that's hard because they're not going to be able to use the AEW guys most likely.
Right.
Although it would make sense for them to use some maybe like their guys on top, but some of the AEW younger guys maybe in prelims against their guys. You know,
Right.
like Private Party, people like that. You know, there's a few guys, but not like
Right.
Jericho or John
Right.
Moxley. They're not. They would not. AEW wouldn't let them do a New Japan show. Not in the United States. In Japan, yes. Not in the United States.
But for example, if Okada shows up in AEW and in the US,
Oh, one at a time. Tanahashi probably, and Naito next.
won't
Jay White next. Will they probably take another 6 months to get to Okada or something, right?
But where
Yeah.
does
you
that
have to
leave-
tease him.
Yeah, where does that leave the New Japan America? So they would say, we already saw Okada. Where should we go? Why should we go to a New Japan
because
show to see them?
Because the idea of now you're going to see the authentic product as opposed to
Yeah.
just the star.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you see I think that people in the United States want to see New Japan. They want to see the turnbuckles.
Ah, okay, different color,
They
yeah.
want to
Logo,
see,
huh?
They want to see the Japanese referees. I think and they don't do this, but I think they want Japanese concessions, and they buy Japanese merchandise for sure. But I think that they want like Japanese
Light blue canvas, huh? The ring,
Yeah.
blue canvas.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And it's not like you want to see them once.
Right.
You know, if you're a Tanahashi fan, you want to see more Tanahashi.
Yes.
Yeah. If you're Okada fan, you want to see more Okada, right? So it's not one shot deal.
Right.
But they're not merging together or anything, you
No,
know. So AEW should do good. New Japan should do good business. That's why this working relationship
Right.
only works. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, but limited.
Limited.
Only big shows, not
One or two at a time.
one
Yeah.
or two guys, not every week on TV. Maybe,
No.
You know, like go like next week we're gonna have Tanahashi on television. Like make it like it's a big deal, and you don't like. You know what I always think is like when in the '80s Georgia Championship Wrestling, like you had your Tommy Rich and Bob Armstrong and those guys that were there every week, right?
Okay.
But maybe once a month we would get Dusty Rhodes. Dusty was actually there a lot,
Right.
but maybe Ric Flair would come maybe once a month. He wasn't there every week.
Right.
So Ric Flair's like this special guy. Or Gino Hernandez comes for a few weeks. Or Kevin Von Erich comes. Or Bob Backlund comes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you mix them
Special
in.
attraction.
Like the biggest stars in the world come. You know, Terry Funk maybe comes a few times. You know.
I was speaking with Fumi. I said the stipulation of if Tanahashi wins, he's going to get a title shot. We were thinking how interesting would be. Let's say Tanahashi gets the title shot on TV. How much is it going to draw? Over 1 million. That will be very interesting to see.
I don't know.
Or is it
Not
TV
right away, though, right?
rating- From a TV rating, I think it would be up a little bit, but just a little bit. I don't think it would be gigantic.
Oh, really?
But I think that it would be on the internet. It would be giant talk. So it would be a building block, but it's not the end.
Yeah, because TV ratings and the viewership at home is like it's weekly habit of it, right?
Yes,
So-
weekly habit, and also I think that you have to see people a lot before you kind of connect with them.
Yeah, and
Yes,
plus you need the storyline to last a little
Right,
bit.
right,
yeah.
right,
So
right.
TV rating may not
That
aff-
point,
yeah,
yeah,
affect
I think yeah. I mean, like just
Thousands, maybe.
If Tanahashi's on TV next week, let's say, I don't think the TV rating moves at all. But it may make AEW feel more. Oh, this is kind of
international, international big league. That's something WWE wouldn't be doing.
Yeah, because like when, of course, it's a different era and people know him differently. But like in the '90s, you know, they would have Muto and Shono on Nitro.
Right.
And it's not like the rating changed with Muto and Shono on. You know, even though people knew Muto, they didn't know Shono so much, but they knew Muto. And
but it was big news here in Japan.
Right.
Yeah,
It definitely was in Japan. Yeah.
Dave, you have created controversy, obviously, because your opinion matters to everybody. When you rank the Kenny Omega versus Okada as the highest rated wrestling match of all time.
Oh, the star thing.
Which put it as the greatest match of all time.
It was my favorite match of all
It
time.
is.
Yeah.
The 58-minute one?
69 minutes.
69-minute one. Okay.
Yeah,
The second
was
one.
my famous
Oh, okay.
Because I watched with a bunch of friends and we were just like, this, because it had everything. You know, it had the long, you know, I mean, it's not like it would be
2 or 3 for 1?
2 or 3 fall.
Oh,
It's
okay.
but I mean, I talked to Kenny Omega about this. For a hardcore fan, that was the greatest match. But if you were having like someone who's not a wrestling fan watch it,
Interesting.
like that wouldn't even be the best Omega Okada match. Their best one would be one that's maybe like 20 minutes.
The G1 match.
Kenny Omega said if he had to show a non-fan a match with Okada, it'd be the G1 match.
G1 match,
Yeah,
1 4 match.
25 minutes of explosive action, you know, as opposed to like, you know, 69 minutes. You know, that's like, if you've seen 4 Kenny Omega Okada matches and you see that one, it's like, that's like, it draws from all the different matches. It's like a movie.
Yeah, like a best album or something.
It's like the 4th movie.
Right.
So if you've seen the first 3, you understand it. But if you walk in and you've never seen the first 3, and it's a movie, you know, you're going to miss a lot. Miss the significance of a lot of moves. Right. Because I mean, like I just remember like when the first Omega Okada from the Tokyo Dome, which was the one that actually got the most attention of all of them because it was the first.
Right.
I remember like a lot of like old fans would watch and go like, just a short clothesline. Anyone can do a short clothesline, right? You know, the Rainmaker. It's like, well, it's significance. Like anyone
It's
can do
been
that.
used as a finish, okay?
Yeah, anyone can do the attitude adjustment. Anyone can do the bolo punch. But it's like if they teach you, it's big.
Right, and condition.
Yeah, right. And that's the whole key.
Like an Okada drop kick will equal 1,000 move in
But
MMA.
now people always do get the Okada drop.
Right.
Because he always does it at the right time, and it just, you don't see it coming a lot of the time.
And
Like,
also,
until
most
you're used
people use drop kick in the early part of the match, right?
Right.
He does that like 30 minutes in.
Right.
I mean, you're supposed to be tired.
Yeah.
And he still jump this high and
Yeah. Right.
just a standing drop kick. And also, his drop kick is part of the finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of the things that you kind of like, when he does the drop kick, it's like, okay, now it's serious.
Right.
Yeah, he did the drop kick, so now it's serious.
Fumi, I am putting you in tough spot. Dave says it is the greatest match of all time. Is it?
Wow. That's hard. That's your greatest match.
I
but
think it is
yeah,
my greatest match.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I haven't seen my greatest match yet. You know, yeah.
But
Might
do you
be
agree
tomorrow.
it's
Might
the
be.
best match, or is it a diplomatic answer? It's not. A short answer from you.
Well, it's like I can't say what was the best meal I've had.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Sometimes.
Different times.
Yeah,
Different
yeah. I
times.
want to have soup. I want to have salad. You know, I want to have sandwich or steak or. It's like a food. It's different. I can't say which one was best.
But we agree it's one of the best.
I even like UWF.
Right.
You know.
I just want to.
Yeah, UWF or Fujiwara's match or old Gorgeous George tapes I watch even,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Yeah, so I love everything. So it's hard. I mean, who can say Dynamite Kid, you know,
For its time.
Tiger Mask match, yeah.
Dynamite Kid for its time.
Yeah.
It was revolutionary. It was great.
It was really good.
But there were other matches in that time that were good, different good.
Right.
You know, I mean, like, you know, whatever, like Steamboat and Youngblood. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Tag team matches in Mid-Atlantic, those were great matches.
Well,
for the
Flair
time.
against Steamboat,
Flair
you
and
know, a little
Steamboat.
bit later on.
Flair
And a lot of
Steamboat.
people say Macho Man and Steamboat, WrestleMania 3.
I love it.
That was a great match.
Yeah.
That was a great match. But to me, I think, like, I've seen Ricky Steamboat in matches that good many, many times. But in WWF, like, they never had a match like that. But if you were like an NWA fan, it's like, oh yeah,
Oh,
it
you've
was
seen
great.
it, yeah.
It was great, but it's like I saw
You've
Ricky
seen
Steamboat,
better Steamboat matches?
you know, that were more dramatic and longer and everything. But still,
What was the spectacle, I guess, with
the
the
spectacle
dome and everything?
and it stood out among
Right.
everything else.
Sure.
You know, so because they were doing the style that nobody else in WWF was doing, and they were both so good. They really were so good at it. I mean, like, you know, people could memorize like every sequence.
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
You know, you like
Yes.
watch that match because in those days when you didn't have great matches every week,
Now you go back and
you
watch.
you watch the match over and over and over. You memorize every move.
Yeah, people have watched, like a Bret Hart against Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig SummerSlam
Right.
match or something.
Right,
That one's,
That was another from that era. Yeah,
Yeah.
That was like a classic for WWF. Yeah.
I think a key point is the build-up because we can watch a great match, it happens. But a great match after a great build-up, this is when people
Sure.
Yeah.
will remember it.
Yeah.
The last segment, probably these guys, this is the interview number 2000 within a 24 hours, so I'll try to make it short and sweet. I'm just going to throw some matches on you guys, each a match, and just give us a quick thought about it.
Okay.
First match, Fumi.
Yeah.
The Destroyer versus Giant Baba, 1969.
1969 one.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
because
1 hour
Giant
match.
Bob and
The 1 hour match?
Destroyer did a lot. That was 69. It was
I think from 1969, right?
1 hour match.
Yeah.
Destroyer.
Was it a 2 out 3 point?
65 maybe.
Or was it 65? It was in color.
I think
1
it's just-
hour match.
I know that they had one in the late 60s.
Yeah.
Right.
For the vacant international title or something.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It might have been international title.
Yeah. There were more than one Giant
I've
Baba
seen a
Destroyer.
lot of-
So a lot of
I've
I've
seen
seen
a
a lot
lot
of.
of them. They kind of all run together
Yeah.
with me too.
Just tell us about the chemistry between the Destroyer and Giant Baba. What made it so
Actually,
special?
Giant Baba was a lot better wrestler than people thought.
In those days.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Destroyer was maybe Destroyer and Gene Kiniski were the guys who really brought it out of Baba.
Yeah,
in that
yeah.
era.
Yes, he actually was, good wrestler and, different term, good worker. You know what I mean? Yeah. So Giant Baba was actually a lot better than people remember. You know?
Yeah, but because people saw him, so many people saw him in the '90s when he was just third match comedy guy.
Yeah, right. And promoter. Yeah.
But they all like
He's
Baba.
great, I love him.
But even then, people sort of like had that respect for him. Like if a guy who was that bad at that point.
In 58, 59, 60,
Yeah, like people would like, I don't want to see him, but with Baba it was like it's
Yeah,
part
it's
of the show.
watchable.
It was
Yeah,
part of the show,
yeah.
and it was an entertaining part of the show.
Dave.
Yeah, so I remember Destroyer Giant Baba match being my learning process. Because Destroyer, in hindsight, was working on a body part.
Yeah.
A lot of things,
Right.
like a hip drop, knee drop, doing things on leg until you get the figure 4.
Yeah.
So that was a learning process.
Right.
This is how you watch your single match or something. Yeah, that's my learning
I always
experience.
felt watching him that he was, like you could tell he was like a really great athlete,
Mm-hmm,
you know, and really knew how to wrestle,
Mm-hmm,
you know, kind of like, but put it together like Carl Gotch could wrestle, but I don't think that he could put it together like the Destroyer and have a classic match like the Destroyer. Like he could go out there and go, oh my God, he's an unbelievable technician, but the Destroyer was able to have, you know, like better matches, I guess is the best way to put it.
And he was adding some kind of comedy that will add an entertainment
Yeah,
aspect
yeah,
to the
yeah,
match,
yeah,
which
yeah.
was great.
Yeah, and he was vocal, he would talk in his matches, and things like that, yeah.
Right.
Dave, NWA title match, Terry Funk versus Jumbo Tsuruta, 1976 or 75.
76.
Do you remember it?
I mean, I remember it being really classic for its time.
Right.
I always liked 1970s Jumbo Tsuruta
Yeah,
matches.
okay, because
You
he
know,
was already good.
He was really good. He was like Okada. High drop kick,
Right,
you know, missile
right.
drop kick,
Right.
you know, and a really tall guy. And
And never get tired.
right, never and double arm suplex and you know, like you could watch him and go, okay, he's like Jack Briscoe, you know, like where you go, it's like he's
Very
like
consistent.
yeah, just like he's top of the line.
Antonio Inoki versus Vader. Choose any match then.
Or the debut one, or the
most-
other one from the
big one, Tokyo Dome.
Tokyo Dome. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what-
That was great, 1996.
Yeah,
That was Inoki's last super match to me was
Right,
against Vader.
probably.
Yeah.
It
And
was,
Inoki
yes.
was willing to put his body
Yeah.
and Vader gave him real dangerous-looking German suplex, releasing German suplex.
Yeah.
I thought he broke his neck or something.
Yeah, I remember that spot.
Wasn't it though? Yeah.
Dave Mizawa versus Jumbo from 1990. He was there.
I was there.
Of course, it was good.
Oh, that match
It
was
changed
so good.
history.
That
Yeah.
match was so good. It wasn't like if I. It's like you had to be in the time and the place. Like if you watch it now, it's a great a match, but we've seen a lot of great matches. But in that building, it was just Misawa's day.
Yeah, and what it meant. Yeah.
I remember when I was in the in line going into the building, and everyone's chanting Misawa, Misawa.
Oh, really?
In line, outside Budokan Hall.
That was
and
the day.
going and he just was 3 weeks earlier taking the mask off. So I'd watch the tape, but I didn't say okay, Misawa and Jumbo Sruda, but you had Stan Hansen and Terry Gordy on the same show, and I thought that's the real main event.
Right.
Misawa. I didn't think of Misawa at that level yet. But I would go there and everybody was
They're
rooting for
waiting,
Misawa.
yeah.
And they were just waiting, and then the match came, and the music came, and they exploded, and then I'm watching the match, and I'm going like, he's looking great to lose. It's like he's getting over great losing, and then he won, and the place, because I don't believe, everybody wanted him to win, but I don't think anyone thought that he could.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that upset, I think one of the things that made that upset so big is that there was a real hierarchy in All Japan Wrestling.
Sure.
It's like you knew Jumbo Tsuruta, Terry Gordy, Stan Hansen, okay, they're the top guys. And Misawa
One below, huh?
is one below, and it's like, he's not going to beat Jumbo Tsuruta. That doesn't happen. And then when he did, it was just like, okay, now he's top guy.
Right.
In one night. In one night, it was like, okay, he's the top guy. So he could wrestle Stan Hansen, Terry Gordy.
Because
in the
Jumbo
event.
Tsuruta was the type of man never get pinned 1, 2, 3.
Right, that's what was so amazing.
It was a big
about
deal.
it. Yeah.
It was a real big deal.
I mean, the bad thing is you had all those double countouts. But the good thing is that when you did the pin, it was momentous.
Sure.
Like I remember when I would watch, any like Fujinami get pinned. It's like, oh my god, and Inoki would get pinned, but it took 2 years.
Yeah, right.
But it was huge when it happened.
Because that doesn't happen too often.
Right.
Yep.
So that shows how much protecting a result of a match is. That's
Yeah, the
important,
memory is a funny thing, Everybody remembers the night Misawa pinned Jumbo for the first time, right? Mm-hmm. 1 month later, they did the rematch.
Or a couple months later. So it was 2 months later.
Yeah.
Jumbo won.
Yeah.
I remember that match.
People don't remember that one.
And it was actually a better match.
Yeah.
But the first one was
historical, and
the
that's
first
the
one was
only thing.
historical.
It's like everybody, how this thing happened and remembers everything. Right. A couple months later. Go ahead. Manami Toyota?
Chuta versus Aja Kong, the Tokyo Dome.
Wow.
I remember.
That was a long night, so I.
That was a great match.
Yeah.
That's Kenny Omega's one of his favorite matches of all
Oh,
time.
really?
He told me that was the match when he watched that blew his mind.
Yeah, became women's wrestling fan.
Well, even just became a wrestling fan. Like he watched wrestling, but when he saw that, it was just like it took what wrestling was to a different level. It's like you could do this in a wrestling match, type of a thing, and it just But I mean, at that match was really, really great, but that was a really long night. That's like a 9-hour show.
Yeah.
It was an all Japan woman show, right?
All Japan.
And they sold out the Tokyo show.
Not totally. It wasn't sold out.
It
It was a big crowd, but it wasn't sold out.
Right.
But even 30,000 plus,
Yeah,
it's amazing.
some,
for-
yeah.
It's amazing for a women's show. It was like
Pretty good crowd. Yeah, pretty good size. Not quite sold out.
I've never seen like a women's show that felt bigger.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Last match, Dave. This is what I think a match is underrated because it played an important role to attract a new generation to New Japan. Nakamura versus Kota Ibushi from Wrestle Kingdom.
That was a fantastic match.
That was good.
I have a friend from Australia, and he wrote this booklet, and he watched every match that won Match of the Year from 1982 to, 2000, it's probably around 2015, 16. And he said, I watched every match, and he goes, there's not a doubt in my mind that Nakamura and Kota Ibushi was the best match that ever won Match of the Year. So, I mean, it's all opinion, but it was, but that was the
Was
same.
that 5 years ago or so?
Yeah, it was Wrestle Kingdom 9.
9, right.
Okay, so it was so good that Tanahashi and Okada had
It was the main event.
right, and they were phenomenal. But it was like when I watched the Tanahashi Okada match on its own, I realized how great it was. But when I watched it live after the Ibushi and Nakamura, it was like, yeah, this is great, but it's like it wasn't as good as the previous match. But watching it live, it's like this could win match of the year too.
So it was a fantastic time to be with the legendary Dave Meltzer, the legendary Fumi Saito. We are not going to say the story, but hopefully this interview it's going to make Dave unblock me on Twitter. We are not going to say the story; it's too confidential.
Yeah. I will.
Yeah. Thank you, Dave.
Very nice to meet
Thank you, Paul. It was great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good questions. I enjoyed this.
Thank you. It was amazing.
Yeah, this is really